Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 3, and what can I say? We really didn't deserve to win the game. It was just a poor match in terms of offensively and defensively. But let's get into the starting lineup and speak a little bit about that. Rashford, unfortunately for him, wasn't even on the bench. I think his Manchester United career is done, to be honest with you. But yeah, in terms of Ruben Amorim starting 11, Onana was in net. You had Mazraoui, Maguire, and Martinez making up the back three. Dalot, Ugarte, Mainoo, and Malacia as that four in midfield, and then Bruno and Ahmad in the two number 10 positions, and then Zirkzee up front. So it was a little bit different to the team that I actually would have gone for. Personally, I would have gone with De Ligt. I think De Ligt was out. De Ligt was out due to illness. Then I would have gone with Ahmad at right wing back, then Ugarte and Mainoo in midfield, then Dalot at left wing back, then Bruno, Rashford, and Højlund up front. I think that would have been a little bit more attacking. We might have had a little bit more in terms of quality going forward. I think our play in the final third wasn't really good enough, to be honest. It's actually, I think it was all right in certain parts. But it's just that final ball on the counter attack or that shot. It just wasn't really kind of going for us with that regard, and you can see that from the stats as well. In the 6th minute, though, Manchester United make Bournemouth into an early save. Mainoo's layoff for Zirkzee inside Bournemouth's box goes astray. The ball falls nicely to Diallo. He tries to find the bottom left corner, but his tame effort is kept out by Kepa. So in terms of the first half, in the first 25 minutes, I think Man United simply couldn't sustain possession in the opposition half, and Bournemouth look likeliest to break the deadlock at Old Trafford. And us being at home, we really didn't kind of assert any dominance in terms of chance creation, or in terms of not in terms of chance creation, but in terms of like holding the ball in certain areas in the opposition third, which we should be doing. I think we did finish with more possession. But in terms of attacking stats, the stats say that we were better in terms of XG and stuff, but we couldn't find the back of the net, unfortunately. In the 29th minute, though, Bournemouth do take the lead through Huijsen. Malacia gives away a free kick, and it can be argued that it maybe wasn't a free kick, but anyway, it's a 50-50 for me. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Christie takes the free kick out from the right touchline, sending it curling towards the 6-yard box, beating Zirkzee on the ball. Huijsen meets it and buries the ball past Onana, and the Dutch defender picks out the left side of the net, and the Cherries lead 1-0 at Old Trafford. And it probably wasn't a foul. I don't know. It's a 50-50, but you've got to defend better from the set pieces. Again, we are conceding from the set piece. It is just not good enough in terms of the goal that we conceded, But Man United do get a chance in the 40th minute. They play it really well down Dalot's side. Dalot plays a reverse pass to Ahmad, who then finds Bruno free in the box, but his shot is wide. And then Kepa is forced into another save in the 42nd minute. Bournemouth try playing out from the back, and United win it back. Mainoo is dribbling at the Bournemouth defence. He plays it to Bruno, who shoots, and Kepa has to make a good save. I think Bruno should be on the score sheet this game. I think he should have scored that chance. Bruno then gets another chance in the 44th minute. United work it really well again. Martinez to Mainoo, and then to Bruno, who shoots just wide. Mainoo cuts the ball back for Bruno outside the box, and Bruno, he curls a powerful shot narrowly wide of the left-hand post, and he can't believe he scored, and I think he should be scoring at least one of these chances. Also in the nearing the end of the first half, Ahmad swings in a corner, and Huijsen, the defender, he almost scores an own goal. So in terms of our attacking play, I think it was all right, but the goal that we conceded in the first half was poor from that set piece. It's not really good enough to be conceding like that. So in terms of the starting lineup, that's the starting lineup that Ruben Amorim did go for. So in terms of my actual lineup, I'll pull that up right now. Let me pull it up right now. So that's my starting lineup that I would have personally gone for. Ruben Amorim did go for Zirkzee up front, and he went with the same midfield that I would have gone for, with the Ugarte and Mainoo. But he's brought in Malacia at left wing back, and then he put Dallo on the right. And then obviously I didn't know that Dillit would be out with illness. And then Zirkzee up front. I think Zirkzee was a little bit ineffective up front, but I think the front three as well, there wasn't any chemistry there. There wasn't any. I was looking for something more in terms of the first half. I think things did improve in the second half, but like we conceded 2 sloppy goals in the second half as well. If you have a look at the stats at halftime as well, you can see there 11 shots, which is not too bad, 3 shots on target. So we have got more possession with 55%. You look at the pass accuracy there though, 79% for both sides. It really isn't that great in terms of pass accuracy, in the first half. So yeah, like we weren't really kind of getting into certain attacking positions with the possession that we had. Only 3 shots on target with 11 shots. I think that needs to be a little bit better, to be honest with you. We need to be getting more shots, and we need to be keep working the keeper a little bit more. In terms of some other stats at half-time, I'm having a look here. You've got expected goals. We did have more expected goals than Bournemouth. At half-time, it was 0.93 expected goals compared to Bournemouth's 0.18. But we did have we had one big chance and one big chance missed in the first half. So again, not really good enough in terms of going forward. I think we need to be doing better. And Bournemouth, they come out the second half. We make a substitution at halftime, or just after halftime. Malacia goes off, and then Euro comes on, and then Bournemouth get another chance to do a set piece in the 49th minute, but we survive it just about. I think it's Christie takes a corner from the right side, misses all the teammates in the crowded area, sending it straight out of play. So that was another chance for Bournemouth. And then in the 55th minute, United make a throw of the dice here. Ruben Amorim, he brings off Zirkzee and Ugarte for Højlund and Garnacho, and then the double pivot turns into double pivot of Mainoo and Bruno, and then front three of Garnacho, Højlund and Ahmad. And in terms of going forward, I think we did slightly look a little bit better, to be honest, but we gave away 2 poor goals straight after that, basically, to make it 2-0 Bournemouth. Basically, in the 60th minute, Mazraoui gives away a penalty. He upends Kluivert in the box with a reckless tackle, and the referee points straight to the spot, and it's 100% a penalty. It's a ridiculous challenge to make in that part of the pitch, and United are going to be punished. Kluivert steps up and puts the penalty away coolly, and Onana dives the wrong way, and as the striker drives the ball into the top left side of the goal to make it 2-0 Bournemouth. And then Semenyo then makes it 3 straight after. A couple minutes later in the 63rd minute, Bruno gives it away this time. I think Maguire, he tries to dive in to win the ball, but he misses it. And Man United are basically crumbling in the back, and Bruno and I think it's Otara drives to the left byline, cuts the ball back for Semenyo, who initially sparked the move, and the latter drives it low through Onana from 10 yards out to make it 3-0. And that was basically it. That was the game over, and nothing more. We had a couple of chances here and there. In the 73rd minute, Bruno does well to find Ahmad on the edge of the box, but he shoots wide. I think Ahmad had a couple shots. Bruno had a couple of shots as well. Garnacho fails to control it in the 76th minute, and if he had done so, he could have squared it to Højlund, and that maybe could have been a goal. And then in the 80th minute, there's some good play out of the press. Bruno on the half turn, he plays it to Højlund, and he shoots just wide. Euro does get a chance in the 92nd minute as well from a couple yards out, but the keeper saves it. But in terms of, I think, our chance creation, I think it was all right, to be honest. I think obviously Bournemouth did deserve to come away with the 3 points. They fully deserved the win, I'm not going to lie, because the goals that we gave away were poor. But I think in terms of our chance creation, I don't think it was that bad. I think offensively, if we probably deserved a goal, to be honest with you. In terms of it probably should have been like 3-1, or 3-2 Bournemouth. Obviously a win's a win for Bournemouth, and it doesn't matter what the scoreline is. Bournemouth do come away with a clean sheet, but I think we deserved maybe at least a goal. But yeah, in terms of, to summarise, the first goal was a set-piece free kick. Second goal was a penalty given away by Mazraoui. And then the third goal, Bruno gives it away in midfield, and then Maguire tries to dive in to win the ball, and he misses it. And then a cross comes in by Semenyo. A cross comes in by Otara, and then Semenyo is unmarked in the box. And I think in terms of, we were poor all over the pitch. Like, we were poor defensively, and even though we did create a couple of chances in the final third, we were poor in our quality in the final third as well. But yeah, in terms of some stats and stuff, I think we should have a look at the player ratings. So let's just pull them up right now. It'll be interesting to see what the player ratings are. So here are your player ratings. Onana's getting a 4.8 on FootMob here. Personally, I don't think he was particularly at fault for any of the goals. I think there's not much that he could have done with any of the goals, to be honest with you. I don't think, maybe 4.8. He's conceded 3 goals, of course, so he is going to be like a low. He's going to have a low rating, but I don't think he was particularly at fault necessarily for the goals. Maybe he needs to better his pass accuracy, not enough accurate long balls as well. So I think, yeah, he's got a 4.8 there. Mazraoui, he's got a 6.0. I think probably this might have been his lowest of the season. He's got 84% pass accuracy. He did give away the penalty as well. In terms of his tackles, he won 3 out of 3, but duels, he's won 5 out of 9. Possibly he could be doing a little bit better there. Maguire he got 79% pass accuracy. What I particularly saw was that the back three, usually in terms of when Amorim's come and taken over, we have high pass accuracy amongst the back three, but we didn't have that this game. So it was a little bit unfortunate that it just didn't go our way in terms of passing. We had low pass accuracy this game. In terms of his duels as well, he's done well in his aerial duels. He's won 5 out of 5, but in terms of the ground duels, he's only won 1 out of 5. So in terms of total, he's won 6 out of 10 duels. He needs to be doing a little bit better with the ground duels. Martinez, he's got a 7.5. I personally think this is a little bit exaggerated. I thought he was poor. Even though he's got 87% pass accuracy, I don't think he had a particularly great game. I think he needs to be doing a little bit better. Accurate long balls, 3 out of 7. Tackles, 3 out of 6 as well. Duels, this is interesting. So I wouldn't have expected him to win 8 out of 9 of his ground duels. And maybe he was the best out of Mazraoui and Maguire. But yeah, in terms of that game before, I forgot who he played last time. But he was at fault for a couple of the goals. I completely forgot who we played last time, but Martinez didn't have a game before, had a good game before, but it's interesting that he's got 8 out of 9 ground duels won, which is alright, but I still think that he's not necessarily good enough for United. And at the end, I'll go over in terms of the players I would keep and then players I would basically be looking to move on. The passes into the final third as well. He got 6, which is alright as well. Malacia, he's got an 83% pass accuracy. He passes into the final third, 6. Duels, he's won 1 out of 5. So again, not great. And he was bought off at half time. He's got a 5.7 there, not particularly great. Mainoo, a lot of people are saying that he can't play in the pivot. I thought he was okay. I don't think he was too bad. He's getting stuck in with regards to the duels there. He's won 7 out of 14 ground duels. Aerial duels, 2 out of 2. I think he was alright. Maybe he needs to be winning a little bit more ground duels. But yeah, Ugarte, I thought he was okay again. Like, maybe he was a little bit poor. Like, duels won 4 out of 7. Maybe he needs to be winning more. Pass accuracy, 88%. He's had this one shot here. It was a header which was blocked in the 35th minute. Dalot, I think he gets into some good positions, going forward. He did switch to left wing back in the second half. And he's playing a lot of minutes as well lately. But again, his quality in the final third isn't great. He won 2 out of 4 of his duels. But in terms of his touches in the opposition box, 3. Accurate long balls, 1 out of 3. I don't know where his crosses are, but again, I don't think he was particularly great in the final third. Bruno Fernandes was alright. I think he had a couple of chances, but you look at these shots though, they are a majority of them, 5 of them outside the box here, and only 2 inside the box. And I think that's what the story was. I think we had a lot of shots outside the box, unfortunately. He's created 4 chances there. Usually that you do get a goal or 2 when Bruno Fernandes is creating that many chances. Accurate passes, 50 out of 68, 74%. So maybe that needs to be a little bit better, but it's expected to Bruno when he's going to be looking for that risky pass, trying to open up the defense. Jules, he's lost the majority of his duels here as well, so he needs to be doing better in his duels. I think 5 out of 15 duels won, and I don't think that's good enough, to be honest. I think he needs to be doing better there. Ahmad, I think he was all right. Chances created 4 again. On another day, he probably has a goal or something. You can see his shots here. This one in the 6th minute, this was saved. That could have been a goal easily. This one was a miss. That could have been a goal as well. I remember it going wide. And then this one was just absolutely wayward. But, on another day, he could have got a goal. So, in terms of his duels, he's lost the majority of his duels again. So, that's not good enough. 3 out of 9 duels won, unfortunately. And then Zirkzee, I think he was poor again. He's only got 6 out of 11 accurate passes, 55% pass accuracy. I don't think that's good enough. Touches in the opposition box, 5. So he's getting a couple of touches in the opposition box, but you want your striker to be getting to goal scoring positions, and I just don't think he's a good enough number 9, to be honest with you. I don't think he's got the quality to be playing that number 9 position, and possibly the same can be said for Højlund as well. I'm not sure about him either, but in terms of his duels, he's won 4 out of 6, which is not good either. So in terms of the substitute, I think this is the first game under the Ruben Amorim era whereby he's not used 5 substitutes. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is the first one. Iraola came on. He was alright, I suppose, but I think 2 goals. We conceded 2 goals after Iraola, but it's not to do with him, But yeah, he's got these 2 shots here. This one, the 90th minute, which was saved, and this other one as well, which was blocked. 88% pass accuracy, so he's all right. Duels, let's have a look. 2 out of 3 duels won, which is all right. But yeah, we did kind of have a strong end to the game, in my opinion. You can see 63rd minute there, Semenyo scores that 3rd goal, but I think afterwards, I think we did kind of we were okay in terms of like going forward and stuff. Rasmus Højlund's got a 6.1 here. Again, I need to be seeing more from my strikers. They need to be getting into proper goal scoring opportunities as well. Only 2 shots when he came on. Same with Zirkzee as well. Like, I'm not happy with the forward line that we have right now. But yeah, 91% pass accuracy, which is alright as well, I suppose. But touches in the opposition box is only 2. I don't think that's good enough. Duels won. He's lost the majority of his duels again. 2 out of 7 duels won, which ain't good in my opinion. But yeah, Garnacho, he had a couple of chances as well on the break, but again, he lacks quality in the final third. 84% accurate pass accuracy in 16 out of 19 passes, accurate passes, 4 chances created. And duels won, 2 out of 3 ground duels won. Again, I think he needs to be doing more in the final third. I think we need to be showing more quality there in the final third. You can have a look at here, Arrizabalaga with an 8.9 rating. He had to make 7 saves, which just goes to show that sometimes we were working the keeper. So, I think that's a little bit of a positive which we can take, because even though we conceded three poor goals, I think going forward, I think, we were okay. Like, we could have been a lot better, of course, because we didn't have our XG basically wasn't. It was better than Bournemouth, but it wasn't that high. You know what I mean? So he had to make 7 saves, Bournemouth do come away with a clean sheet. I think they are a little bit lucky to do that. I think we probably deserved, at least a goal maybe, and I think possibly, I think the midfield, Christie and Adams, they had particularly had good games against United. You can see there with the duels. You can have a look by the duels. Ground duels won 7 out of 10 for Tyler Adams here. And then for Christie, ground duels or duels won 8 out of 14 ground duels won. So I think they had more ground duels won than Mainoo and Ugarte here. And possibly, I think we maybe need to be seeing a little bit more of Casemiro. I think we are unbeaten. I'm not sure what the stats are, but I think we do have a higher win percentage with Casemiro starting. So possibly he might be needing more minutes. I'm not sure. But the duels won here with Kobbie is a 9 out of 16. And then with Ugarte, you have a look here. Jules won 4 out of 7. In terms of Casemiro, I think he maybe deserves a couple more minutes here. He was on the bench, unused substitute. But it's difficult to say, because I think going forward we did look alright. If you have a look at the expected goals in terms of overall stats, have a look in the first half. We did have more expected goals. We had more shots, same shots on target, one big chance missed as well. But more possession in the first half as well. But if you have a look overall, the full 90 minutes, we had more XG, we had more shots, we had more shots on target, we had more big chances, 4 big chances, and big chances missed 4. So we missed all our big chances. We created 4 big chances and we missed all of them, whereas Bournemouth, they created 2 big chances and they scored both of them. So that's what I'm assuming big chances missed means. They didn't miss any big chances, so they must have scored these 2 big chances. But yeah, in terms of our expected goals, you can see our expected goals is better than Bournemouth's from open play, set play, non-penalty XG, and XG on target as well, shots as well. We are dominating all these stats here. And you can see from our shot map as well how many shots we're getting off, but some of them are quite like outside the box here, speculative efforts. Not really we should be going for these efforts here. Some of these ones we really shouldn't be going for these shots outside the box here, speculative efforts. But yeah, in terms of passes as well, we did basically do better than Bournemouth in all these metrics as well. Touches in the opposition box, we've got 45 touches in the opposition box, which shows that we are getting the ball into the box, so we are working it well. But it's that quality in the final third that we're lacking, that final ball, that final cross. A couple of times Garnacho came on and he was fizzing the ball right across goal and Højlund couldn't make it. So it's that quality in the final third, in my opinion, that we are lacking. Of course, the defensive errors that, the goals that we conceded were poor. But I think more, obviously, the defensive errors that we gave up and then we conceded from them were poor. But in terms of going forward, I think we are okay. But then again, in my opinion, like, there's only a couple of players that I would keep necessarily that are untouchable, but I think everyone else, I would be looking for offers or be looking to offload them in the transfer window. But yeah, you can see the duels here. Bournemouth winning 52 and Man United winning 51. So we were pretty even in the duels here. But yeah. So in terms of like the players personally, I'm not gonna lie, there are only a couple of untouchable players that I would keep genuinely at United, and everyone else I would be looking for offers for. So in terms of untouchable players, I'd be looking for Mazraoui, or the players that I'm definitely keeping are Mazraoui, De Ligt, Ugarte, Yoro, Mainoo, Bruno and Ahmad, and possibly Onana, but Onana's looking a little bit shaky for me as well, so I'm not sure about Onana. But like I said, Mazraoui, De Ligt, Ugarte, Yoro, Mainoo, Bruno and Ahmad, that's 7 players that are basically I'm keeping. Everyone else I'd be open to sell or I'd be looking for offers for, because I don't necessarily think they are good enough to be playing for Manchester United, to be getting us back to winning the Premier League, to be getting into the top 4. And right now, we basically need 40 points to secure Premier League safety, man. Like that's what we need. And finally, this is what Ruben Amorim is going to look like by the end of his Manchester United tenure. It's looking peak. Like I told everyone at the start, like the Premier League is a different kettle of fish. It's completely different to the Portuguese league. It's completely different to Eredivisie, like where Erik ten Hag came from. It's just completely different. The competition is too high, and everyone is basically a really, really decent side. So anyone can beat anyone on their day. So the Premier League is a very tough league to succeed in. But yeah, so that's going to be Ruben Amorim, at the end of the season or whatever. But yeah, in terms of United though, who do we have up next? Or shall we take a look at the league table as well? Like, obviously it's looking peak and grim right now. So in terms of the league table, we are 13th still with 22 points, and I think it's looking increasingly unlikely that we are going to finish in the top half of the league. Like it's gonna be rough, like finishing top half of the league. It really is. So you can have a look at our form here. We did enter into the top half when we beat 4-0, when we beat Everton 4-0 at home. But like since then, it's just been it's been bad. Apart from that win against City, which we looked good. Might have thought it was a turning corner, but how many times have we said that over the years, And then we lose to Bournemouth at home, losing to Forest at home. It's just unforgivable, really. So I think it's looking, like I said, it's looking increasingly unlikely that we finish in the top half of the league this season. Honestly, like it's gonna be rough, man. But yeah, in terms of United, who do we have up next? We do have Wolves away from home up next in our next fixture on Boxing Day. And anyway, if you enjoyed this review, leave a like, comment and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And it's looking grim. It's not looking like it's looking basically like another write-off season. And I'll catch you in the next one.